Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to day 3 of discussing author's purpose. Again, I am Mrs. Duncan. I'm the reading specialist at Barack Obama Elementary. And as I get ready to share my screen, I want you to think back over what we've discussed about author's purpose the past few days. What have you learned? What do you know? So what is author's purpose? And why do we need to know about author's purpose? How does it help us become a better reader? So our learning target, I can explain an author's purpose for writing a text. So we're talking about that all week. We are looking at text and figuring out why exactly the author wrote it. So to review, an author is someone who writes text. Anytime we write, we are authors. A purpose is a reason for doing something. So author's purpose is the reason why someone writes a text. And it is important to know because it helps us understand the text better. And that is our whole goal in reading, is to understand the text and gain meaning from it. And it helps us know what the author wants us to get from a text. If the text was written to persuade, and we know that, we are looking for the author's opinion on that topic. If it was written to inform, we are looking for facts and what the author wants us to learn or know afterwards. So we are going to practice first with a passage called First Pet by Emily Bartley, and I am getting this from commonlit.org, and that will be linked in your learning path so that you can read it again on your own. And Emma Bartley is an American poet. So this is kind of written in poem form. So this is First Pet. When I was 8, I brought home a hermit crab from Chincoteague Island. He was a cluster of 6 red crustacean limbs and 2 beady black eyes poking out from a painted cobalt shell. One day I took him to the backyard, watched him climb over exotic blades of grass. What was it that made me look away? Hermit crabs constantly grow to need bigger shells. He surely crawled out to nothing but pavement and shrubbery, his soft body carried away by a robin maybe, or someone's dog. But that bright blue shell must still be somewhere in the neighborhood, a strange alien monument that leaves all the backyard bugs whispering yeses. So let's think, what is this poem about? We know it's about our first pet, and our first pet was a hermit crab. And what happened to that hermit crab? Suddenly he disappeared when she wasn't looking one day, so she's wondering what might have happened. Is she trying to persuade us in here to get a pet? Or to get a hermit crab? Is she trying to persuade us to find her hermit crab? No, she's not. What is she doing in here? She is talking all about her hermit crab and how he disappeared one day. So she is describing this first pet and how he disappeared one day, and she still doesn't know what happened to it. So she is writing to inform. She is telling us about a childhood experience. So she is writing to tell about a childhood memory. She is writing to describe the hermit crab. So her purpose was to inform, to give us information about this first pet that she ever had. Our next poem, this is from Shel Silverstein, and I pulled it off of the HarperCollins Publishers website where you can find more poems. So this poem is titled, Put Something In. Draw a crazy picture, write a nutty poem, sing a mumble-gumble song, whistle through your comb. Do a loony-goony dance, cross the kitchen floor, put something silly in the world that ain't been there before. So, are you thinking, was this giving you information about anything? Not really giving you information, not helping you learn, not teaching you anything, not describing anything. So what is the author doing? Shel Silverstein was writing to persuade you to put something into the world that hasn't been there before. And he's giving you all these examples of things that you could do to put something into the world that wasn't there before. So he's telling you what you should do. So that means he is writing to persuade. He's trying to persuade you to go out and draw a picture or write a poem or sing a song or make up a dance, something that hasn't been there in the world before. And that's what he always did. He always wrote fun poems, usually for entertainment, but this one I think he was writing to persuade. He wants you to go ahead and put something silly in the world that wasn't there before. Make the world a little more fun. So you can try doing that when you are done with this lesson. So we read one text, one poem that was written to inform. It was describing a first pet. And we read a poem that was written to persuade, persuading you to put something into the world, whether it's a picture, whether it's a piece of writing, a song, a dance, anything that you can make up that hasn't been there before. So now it is your turn. You are going to read and think about author's purpose, or as you read, you are going to think about the author's purpose for writing a text. And then you can choose one of the activities on the choice board to complete. So I am going to share some things that I found around my house. So my kids just finished up a box of High C. And I'm looking at this and I am wondering, we know this information is written to inform, it's giving all the nutritional information. But when I look at this, it says, has the great taste your kids love. It's telling me my kids will love this. It wants me to buy it. It's telling me it's made with real fruit juice because they know that's important to parents. Contains a full day supply of vitamin C. And over here it's telling me 50% less sugar because it knows that parents are worried about sugar and vitamins. So it is persuading me to buy this product. So if I'm looking at that, oh, my kids will love it. Maybe I should get it for them. So this was written to persuade. I have another thing. I just needed to get a new hose for outside. So this never kinks. It never gets those knots in the hose. No kinks, no tangles, guaranteed. The best hose for today's professional. I'm not a professional. I just needed a hose. But it says the best hose. That is an opinion right there because they can't prove that this is the best. So this was written to persuade me to buy it. And it worked because I did buy this hose. And then I have a few books. This one I just got was really good. Fancy Party Gowns, the story of fashion designer Anne Cole Lowe. This was written to inform, telling about her life as a seamstress and how she became a famous seamstress sewing party dresses. You've probably seen a lot of these books. Who Would Win by Jerry Pallotta, written to give you information about two animals and try and figure out who would win based on what it's told you. My kids are very into sports, so they have my first book of football. So it goes through and gives all kinds of facts